In this video, we're going to learn how to create an auxiliary view. Open up the file Auxiliary Tutorial Student 2018. Alright, so you see three views, and the object has an angled face. And the problem with only using these three views is that this hole is not shown true size in any of these views. So we need to create an auxiliary view off of this angled face so that we have a true size hole that we can dimension. Alright, so let's save this file as auxiliary tutorial drawing. Alright, so we want to create a view that's at an angle. So the best thing, or the most easiest thing to do is to actually rotate our coordinate system. So we're going to rotate our coordinate system around the z-axis, which is coming out of your screen. Alright, so let's go to the View tab, and we have a coordinates panel. If your coordinates panel is not active, you can right-click and activate it in the panels, show panels. Alright, we're going to rotate about the Z. So you'll see here that we have a little coordinate system with an arrow, and it has an X on it, or yours might have a different letter, but just click on the arrow and you'll see one that has a Z. So click on that. And we're going to rotate 34 degrees. So put 34 degrees. And you can see that now our cursor lines up with that angled face. Alright, so now we're going to add a bunch of construction lines. So get back into the Home tab. Make sure you're in your construction layer. And we're going to do some construction lines. So let's get into our construction line, or X line. And we're going to come off of every corner edge of this front view. And we're going to do it with a horizontal line. Let's move this up so you can see it. It's easy to forget edges when you're doing this, but every single one. So take a moment to look at how many lines I have and which edges I came off of. And when you're done, just hit the enter and get out of the command. Alright, next we're going to do a regular line, and we're going to do it near the bottom construction line to perpendicular. I must not have perpendicular selected. Perpendicular the top line. And then we're going to copy that. Select that line, enter, base point can be anything, then we're going to go relative 150, angle 0, and then enter. So you can see, right, since our coordinate system is rotated, 0 is along that angle. Alright, so that's the location of our auxiliary view. That's our little box that we're going to be drawing in. All right, so now you just have to use these lines as a guide and fill in the auxiliary view. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's get into the visible layer because we're ready to put in visible lines. And we start with something that we know. So this front face right here is going to be completely visible and span the whole distance, right? It's easiest if you look at the isometric that's in the book. So the isometric pictorial that's shown in the book, you can kind of get a good idea of what the auxiliary view is going to look like. All right, so let's go ahead and put this surface in. All right, so that's that rectangle. But then the rest of the view has this little part cut out of it, right? So where is that part? That's 30 away from this edge. So why don't we copy that again? So we're going to copy this one. Enter. Base point can be anywhere. Relative 30, angle 180. So the rest of the view starts there. So then we can take another line and it's going to go all the way up and around. All right, what about that top face? This face right here. Where does that start? It starts at this line. So we can put a line there for that one. And then the circle. So the circle is 60 from this edge right here. So let's copy the construction line again. Relative 60, angle 180. All right, and the circle, this is the hidden line for the circle. The circle, we might want to bring that to front. So let's bring that to front. Modify, bring to front. Let's select that front view. We can see that much better. All right, so where's the center of the circle? The center of the circle is right here. So that's where we want our circle to be. All right, so we'll do a circle right here. And the diameter is 60, so the radius is 30. So that's where our hole is. And then we have this notch. So we can put that notch in. So the notch starts here. It goes 10. So relative 10, angle 0 to perpendicular and then back. And then we need to trim out that little bit. So we'll trim. And there we go. All right, so we have the visible lines of our auxiliary view done. And we just need to add the hidden lines. So we'll get into our hidden layer. So we have this edge right here. That's going to go across the entire back. So we need to add a hidden line for that. And then we have this one right here. That's going to go across the entire back, but not through the hole, right? So let's do a line here to the hole, and on the other side there. All right, so now it's good time to take stock of all of the construction lines that you drew, and do they match up with something that you constructed in your auxiliary view? So we did this one, we did this one, we did this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, but not that one. So you think to yourself, okay, well, I missed a construction line, so maybe I missed a feature. All right, so what did we miss? So that's a good check, right? It's a good check to see, did I get everything? And in this case, no, we didn't, right? We didn't get everything. And this little piece here, actually, we can see it go back, right? We can see it go back. So let's get back into the visible layer. And if you look at the isometric, you'll see what I'm talking about. We can kind of see that ledge going back. And then this hidden line doesn't stop there. It stops there. So now if you check all the construction lines, you'll see that each and every one of them match up with a feature that we've drawn. So that's how we know that we're pretty sure that we've gotten everything. All right, so the last thing that we need to draw is a center line. So let's get into the center layer. And you're probably thinking, well, we just go and we put a center mark in there, boom. And you're right, that's all we have to do, because the coordinate system is rotated. It knows to rotate the center mark. And we will go back to the Home tab and turn the construction layer off. And look at how nice that auxiliary view looks.